Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. It is April 2nd, 2026. Apparently, midnight last night was the first day of Passover, which would be today, even though it says it officially started the first. Apparently, according to a video I saw of some fellow saying that Trump said it started at midnight on the 1st. So technically the 2nd, which would be today. And surprisingly, I had death come knocking at my heart's door and really hung out for a while. It was pretty atrocious. I didn't appreciate it one bit. We got some nasties out there that are trying to break open the heart chakra and run thoughts of betrayal and cruelty through our minds that we had experienced from others, perhaps at a period in our life. The problem for them, in my instances, is that I've done the majority of my healing. Granted, the rhetoric that they were flowing through my mind would have had anybody else believing otherwise, but it was not coming from me. There was like a big black hole, like a big black glob of something that just sucked the love out of my heart, and then it started to flow this weird rhetoric of dismantling, of never having relationship, of everybody being a betrayer or a harmer of some sorts. So anyway, you may be experiencing that. If you do, I would highly suggest that you get yourself out there and lay your back or your chest right up against a tree and ask the mother to take it from you, because she will, willingly. She always does, never fails. So what we got going on then, I guess, on the first or second day of Passover, apparently I was passed over today because the energy is no longer here. It passed me over. It is the 2nd. Apparently this goes till the 9th, so that means there's 7 more days or 7 more tries. This is atrocious behavior of whoever is coming after the soul or the light of the heart. We got some nasty jacks out there who are saying that because there's medicine in the body, that they can sabotage the light vehicle, the chariot, the Merkaba, the heart, the light, and then the death can come knocking on the door. So do whatever you need to do to cleanse and purify and protect, and know that this is what's happening. We got some magicians, some sorcerers out there using medicines. I feel it's the graphene in the medicine that they're gathering in groups, in these little concentrated groups, and they're focusing in on, I feel, the graphene in the medicines, which is floating through the temple, and then they're like trying to tune it with a frequency of hate and stuff, and then it putrefies or hardens the waters of the temple, and then the mind and the heart and the emotions and everything really go with it, especially when there's this black thing on the heart space just sucking the freaking light out of you. Well, fortunately, it didn't stay long. My condolences to whoever it hits on the return, because it was real nasty. Magic sucks. And these magical Passover things really should be outlawed. Light-hearted beings with beautiful light in them, deserve a better world than these magicians coming and sucking the light out of their heart, sabotaging their light body, their Merkaba, with their medicines and their sorcery, their concentrations. Well, Nasty Jack, that's gonna feel real good when it comes back on you. Oh, Nasty Jack, oh, you should have known she was true. Don't know what to tell you. In the central energy, we got planetary system. What's going on with that? Because we got these Passover crap people are out there. We got Page of Pentacles. So you got a Page of Pentacles, right? Looking for an opportunity to manifest something with a Page of Cups. So they're making a small offer. Small dollars, small cups. They were asking each other if she liked poetry. So they're coming in to woo somebody who obviously has something to offer. In the challenge position, Seven of Pentacles, perseverance, harvest, reward. They're challenged by your perseverance. You persevered. They didn't get the payout. They were expecting you're still alive. They couldn't collect on your freaking soul. In the subconscious, Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Defeat, lack of control, imbalance. There may be a Queen of Pentacles who's lost her mind. She didn't get the pentacles. She's out of balance. She tried to send death energy to you or something, and it bounced back. Got her all messed up in the head. She's being aggressive. In the recent past, the Chariot. You've got a victory here. Determination. There's great darkness and great light here. And chaos is your superpower. Hopes and fears. I'm sorry. Intentions, expectations. Woo. Intentions, expectations. So you got a victory. You got a victory there. Pure love, pure love. You're wrapped up in love. You're loved. You're loved by the light and the dark equally. They're your friend. They're going to make sure you get to where you're going. We got all these cards that came out. Let me look at them. Well, I'll just say we got the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. So there's a Rebirth and the Ace of Swords. So we've got the Wheel of Fortune is moving. We've got Rebirth with the Sun. And we've got the Truth is here regarding the Ten of Pentacles. And somebody's transitioning. So you defeated death. It's bouncing back. It's transition. Somebody else is getting this thing because you have a victory here over whatever magic or whatever they thought they were going to get this Ten of Pentacles with. So they're not doing well. The wheel is turned. So because you are the sun, because you're full of this light and you're full of truth, the inheritance belongs to you. You got a victory over this Ten of Swords there. Somebody else could be losing their mind. The magic backfired. In the near future, Queen of Cups. You're the Queen of Cups. You're full of love. You're just love. You just love yourself to health. And, as much as it hurts, remember that it's them, not you, not he, not she. It's them. So first and foremost, don't claim the mental chatter. Don't claim the heartbreak or hurt. Don't claim the thoughts that are telling you that the future person for you is actually going to do the same thing that everybody else did. Don't claim it, because it's not coming from you. It's coming from them, not you and not he or she. It's not being generated in your heart, even though you're feeling it intensely when this black spot comes and lays on your chakra. And then everything changes and it gets very empty and sad. It's not yours. Don't claim it. First and foremost, recognize this is not yours. Don't claim it. Because the moment you claim it is the moment you start amplifying it and setting your own trap. Recognize it's an interference. It doesn't belong to you, and then alchemize it. The lens is being looked through. Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Swords. The money's yours. Queen of Cups. So you're all about, look, you're talking truth. You're a being of love. You're talking truth. The pentacles are yours. You got this prosperity, this abundance. You're coming into a reward because of the truth that you're queen. So there's two queens. We got a Queen of Pentacles out in the reverse. They're all upset because apparently your victory here in the recent past with whatever this thing was has got them in some kind of a defeat. They could be transitioning. This death magic or whatever that went out, she's losing her mind. She may transition because of your victory here over it. In the environment, Five of Pentacles, Lovers. Scarcity. Hardship. Abandonment. So the Five of Pentacles, these are children under that blanket. So as a child, you may have been abandoned. Poverty, you may have really been struggling. You could be coming into a love union. Romance, you might be receiving romance. Scarcity in romance. Hardship in romance. There's divine love here. You've been fighting for it. This is what the prize is. The prize was never the material wealth. It never was. The prize was managing yourself well when you had next to nothing and remaining happy about it, being grateful. So you proved yourself worthy. You get to come into a union. There's scarcity in romance. There's a connection coming in. You could be meeting somebody that is in poverty, struggling. Somebody was creating poverty for the Lovers. This is in the environment, so this could be a discussion. You're coming into a Nine of Pentacles abundance. The wealth was always yours. Your love for animals, your peaceful nature. These guys are trying to push hate in. Like they're trying to break the heart chakra and push in hate. And they're trying to use triggers of old wounds. And this is the thing, if you've done your shadow work, if you've healed your wounds, if you have forgiven people of the hurt that you experienced, then the memory is there. And the rhetoric that they're trying to push through the mind, and then the death energy that they put upon the heart, I mean, you can feel it and you can recognize it and you can really be uncomfortable in the greatest degree with what the energy and the mental that they're pushing in on you, trying to get you to take this hit or whatever. Well, unfortunately for whoever this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is, you lived. You're innocent. It passed you over. And they keep throwing this shit at you because you got this coming to you. You know, they think if they can run a script, a radio script, a Wi-Fi freaking radio show through your mind about how you just want to give up everybody, you know, it just hurts too bad, and this script of rejection, of infidelity, it's a script from a memory that you've had, and they're running it through you while they're attacking your heart chakra, and it feels like it's shattering, and it's a black emptiness inside, and it just hurts, right? It's all manufactured. If you're like me, you've been single for decades, and you have done a lot of thinking internally while you were managing a severe spiritual battle. So you know what's yours and what isn't, and what's an intrusion and what isn't, and what belongs to you and what doesn't, and all that good stuff. See? But you got some folks out there still trying to make a harvest. I guess Trump said something the other day about staying inside for the next whatever days, a brief mention or something. I saw posted something like that. He also is the one that told this Hebrew or whatever that made a video on Twitter or something that I watched about how he said that it was starting at midnight on the 1st. So like at midnight on the 1st is when this attack was happening, and he mentioned to stay home. So I don't know, I asked Spirit if I needed to stay home, and they're like, no, because apparently I'm getting passed over or whatever. So that's good. It was painful. I won't lie. The energy was really terrible because it was magical and intrusion, and I didn't like it. So I hugged a tree, made a video. Alrighty then. So in the outgoing energy, you got the 4 of Pentacles. Somebody, you might be possessive. Somebody might be possessive over you. You might you might make you might have control, even though it feels like you're exhausted, like you're failing or something. You might have control of your foundation, even though it may be like frugal living and stuff. You're exhausted. You're exhausted. You deserve this 9 of Pentacles. These people have been leaving you in poverty forever. So it's like in the Bible where it says, you got the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the lovers are coming together. So those people who had been in poverty, who have been impoverished by magicians and thieves doing magic to harvest the wealth out of the sons. Yeah, so the wheel is turning on the sun. You're getting a rebirth. They're not taking your light. God said that this is the end of their relationship with batteries, and this is the end of them feeding on the family that has the essence of the sun in there. They won't claim you. They're trying, though. They're trying. You got the moon. Somebody's in fear. Oh. 9 of Wands. Somebody's in fear with the moon card, or there's something hidden, something unseen. They didn't realize your stamina or your determination for living. They thought they could just take you out with this magic, and now they're talking about a KID napping. They got to get you off the scene. No matter what, they can't have you coming into your status of authority. You're a big deal. And these masculines who've been pimping everybody are very upset because you're a female and you're divine. Actually, you're a very divine, upper dimensional feminine who you're, that song, Undercover Angel, da 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 da, do 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 do, make sweet love to me. So you're an undercover angel. And you know what the thing about this is that you've been in this energy. So these entities that have been stealing your harvest and your honor at the gate after every cycle or whatever, they left you there in this poverty. And the thing about you is like you're royalty. You are high dimensional, like soprano, source connected, freaking Jehovah's Witness is what they've called you. So you came from a super high soprano realm down here, and you are as an undercover angel, learning as much as you could, about as much as you could. You wound up a peasant in poverty, suffering. And you may have found that it's the simple things, the simple pleasures, where love and happiness reside. And it's amazing to me because you're an upper dimensional being, but you fell like lower than they thought. You went deeper than they thought, like into the 1D or whatever. You went and collected. You went and introduced and made the energy known, and you are an undercover angel. You went low, 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 and you went in there and it hurt. You better believe it and admit it, it hurt. You're exhausted. It's been centuries that you've been gathering this information, and finally the curse has been broken, and all of that is there. So now those queens and kings, emperors and empresses, pharaohs, and whatever you want to call yourself, demigods, demigoddesses, angels, whatever. The curse has been broken, and so these who have been doing this Passover witchcraft, transference of sin crap, yeah, it's over. Everybody's going to start carrying their own cross for their own evil deeds. They're not going to be transferring it and siphoning other people's kingship and queenship while forcing them to live a karmic, like, death cycle of karma that they did not accrue. It was not theirs. So, all right, so you're tired. You are very tired, and there could be some kind of a deception, or somebody is afraid of your perseverance. You may be fatigued. You most certainly are. You are fatigued. It's been a long, long time. I heard divine masculine, whether, I don't know where he is on the scale of things, but he definitely was a commander. And he said, her soul is weary. You will not destroy this soul. So you're protected. And it still hurts because they're still trying to stick stuff to you. Even though you've been emancipated out of this group or whatever that has been using you as a get out of freaking poverty free golden ticket, they're not getting it this time. Because of your endurance. Because of your stamina. They did not see this in you. They didn't think it existed. They see you as this. Hand it over, sister. And even while you were here in this poverty, you stuck it out, and now you have control over the foundation. And people are afraid because you persevered. You're fatigued of your endurance, of your resilience. And you look like you're about ready to just head on out there into the freaking heavens or the hells or wherever it is you're going. But you're not going anywhere. You're still alive. You're still kicking. They're still trying to deceive. They're still trying to cast illusions. They're still doing this transfer of karmic sin crap with your thing. Death is knocking on the door. And if anybody else heard that about Trump issuing that warning to stay inside over this Passover, apparently it's the last one. This is the final reset. Don't let them stick this stuff on you. Don't let them break your heart. Don't claim it. Say, this does not belong to me. It hurts like hell. And yes, I remember the memory, but this is not happening right now because I'm not here. I've been out there. I've been alone for a long, long time. There is no reason for memories of 2 decades ago to come up and try to break my heart. It just ain't happening. I've come to realize that we have helpers and guides and friends and whatever, that are in our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And while we may love somebody today, and then, 5, 10, however many years go by, and then you kind of grow apart in your whatever, and then you go on a different path. If you're not really jiving or growing together, then it just grows apart. And that's the part that I think got everybody stuck. They settled for growing apart. For, disposable relationships. They can't build anything to last anymore. They're lazy. They don't want to put the work in. They don't want to suffer through it and remain loving and light-filled, forgiving, which for me these days is release. So the wheel is turning on the sun. You're getting a rebirth. So the wheel is turning on the sun. They're not gonna harvest you this Passover season. Rest. You're resting. It's time for you to rest. You've got a rebirth. The wheel is turning. Man, it's been a long, long time, and it's time for you to rest. Maybe you've got a rebirth, and because of your rebirth, somebody's being late. Oh, wait a minute. That doesn't go up there. That goes right here. Rest. But I put it up there, didn't I? So I suppose it goes there. I suppose it goes there. Let's just do that. Wow, what did I do? Oh, that's what I did. I got 5 cards out there. Excuse me. So we're just going to stick it where it goes. We got the Page of Pentacles here and the Page of Cups. We've got a Page of Pentacles wanting to make a small financial offer of love also. So they may have a little bit of money. They may come across as innocent. And we've got rest. They could be getting laid to rest for coming in and trying to get somebody. They're challenged by your perseverance. You got the 7 of Pentacles here. They're challenged by you receiving a reward due to your hard work. They're challenged by what? Taking it from you. They're being laid to rest. This is a coffin or something. One of them outdoor coffins or whatever. One of those oriental type lay you to rest in the pond, go float in some water and stuff. I don't know. 7 of Pentacles, they're challenged because of your harvest, your perseverance. So they did not think you were gonna look. You are exhausted, like you're at your wits' end. You might just be out there saying, you know what, I am so close to being out of patience. Like this may start to be wearing on your soul. I mean, for a long time, many of you had to reject these feelings. They want you to feel bad about yourself. They want to do this, that, and you're like, no, that thought doesn't get to live here. No, that thought doesn't get to live here. You got to program your own mind. No, that thought doesn't get to live here. And if you like the thought somewhat, you can change the verbiage and make it your own, so that screws up that rote, that ROTE, repetitive repeat of some kind of crap that they're trying to send through your mind. You just change it up and then reclaim it and then make the highway say, no, this is what this phrase is nowadays, and this is what it means, and this is its highway. And so you kind of take away their power by switching the verbiage into a more positive phrase and then letting it live there. Repeat it 3 times. So switch the verbiage and repeat it 3 times. And every time that negative comes up, switch the verbiage and repeat it 3 times. And it'll eventually stop. It's a challenge, but it's worth the effort and it never ends. The challenge to improve on one's own ability to do this kind of work is it never ends. And it never stops being difficult. Healing. You persevered. So they're challenged because, look, you persevered and you're bringing about a healing. Maybe they're challenged by your investment to heal. Maybe you're getting a reward because you have healed. Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse here, in the subconscious. They're in defeat. They're out of control. They're imbalanced. They have no temperance. They got that 10 of Swords up there. Whatever you have a victory over, this magic or whatever it is, it backfired in a big way. The past. She's been the past. So yeah, she's been doing these rituals in the past. It worked in the past. So she did some kind of, there's an old man there. You may know this woman from the past. You may have known this woman from some religious facility, which we know now is torturous and brutal. Many of them, not all of them, but some of them aren't actual God-fearing businesses. They actually just unalive, they gather the people, and then they do this transference of what? This sacrifice. Somebody posted on one of my things the other day that that their God makes sacrifices, and that it's not a sin to consume it, to eat it, because that's how God protects his lights, they said. And I'm like, what the actual FECK? And they're like, yeah, I know, right? So apparently it's going to come out. Everybody's going to talk about it. I don't know. Anyway, it didn't work. It didn't go down. I don't think God's going to let them have the sons and the healers on this particular Passover. I'm pretty sure that that's going to go differently this time. God said they were the new fodder. So I'm guessing that their Passover, what rituals or whatever they did, it's not going to work. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about magic. I don't know about rituals. I don't know about any of that religion stuff. I don't know about it. I just have connection to source, and that's all I know. So we got the Chariot here. Victory. You could have had victory over a sacrifice that this Queen of Pentacles reversed did on you. Yep. Temperance. You're victorious. You are temperance. You're this powerful light, this powerful dark. You're well balanced in all ways. You can defy matter. Maybe you're an airbender. Maybe you work with the elements. You're very tempered. Maybe you're just a natural. Maybe it just comes naturally to you. Maybe like the parasympathetic nervous system, it has been happening to you for so long that it's just natural to kind of move into the process of changing the energy of the environment, right? So what I got here in the intentions and expectations, we have the wheel of fortune is turning for the sun. You've got a rebirth according to the truth. This 10 of Pentacles belongs to you. And we've got this, this is way far away. We got this entity here, and a 10 of Swords. There's endings, like painful endings. Somebody's transitioning. Whoever did this magic, this sacrifice or whatever this is, this church, this ritual or whatever, there's some kind of setback. They're having a painful ending. It did not work. Because the truth, you're speaking the truth. And the truth is, they're attacking you, trying to transfer their crap onto you, and it's not working. You're getting the 10 of Pentacles, and they're getting a 10 of Swords. They want your forgiveness, which is release. These games are old, man, and it hurts. This is so invasive and stupid. They think it's clever, but it's not. The Royal Mother sees right through them. She's the one who said that. She said, they think they're clever. Or no, she said, they're clever. They'll figure it out. I guess maybe they are figuring it out. Joy. You're happy. Finality. Endings. So it's the end. It could be the end of your 10 of Swords burden. You're getting a 10 of Pentacles. This is the end of your 10 of Swords burden. You get joy. Something is going to bring you joy. You're going to get, oh, this is good. Because that was in the past. They had you in the past. They no longer have you in the past. You're the Queen of Cups. You got victory because of your ability to alchemize and bring temperance to your heart, to your mind, to your temple. And it is tragic. I'm not even kidding. It hurts real bad. But since, you know you and you know how to do your cleansing and your breathing and, all that good stuff that comes along with being temperance. Queen of Cups. Make your move. Queen of Cups, make your move. Make your move. So Queen of Cups is making her move. Now I'm curious about what this says. Let me see. Is this the one? Yes, it is. 11. Let's see. Number 11, make your move. The time for careful planning is coming to an end. You've weighed the pros and cons. You've brainstormed the possible outcomes, undercover angel. And now it's time to make your move. You can't control what happens next. You just need to trust and go for it. Breathe into it. If it doesn't go as planned, it's because there's something else in store that's even better. Either way, congratulate yourself for not getting in your own way. Yep, because you're in that temperance energy. And you're making your move. You're making your move. You're about ready to make a shift. Pa-ching! Going places, going places. The game is over. You're about to head on out. We got the Queen of Swords here and the Ace of Pentacles. So you know the truth. You got clarity here. People have clarity about you. You're fair. Ace of Pentacles. So with your manifestation, maybe you're fair with your prosperity. Maybe you share it. We got joy. So you got the Ace of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles. Oh, these ones wanted it so bad. They're upset and challenged because you persevered. You're a healer. You're a natural healer. Everything you touch is enlivened, is filled with gold. Like you have that golden royal energy. And by the way, you were always loyal. And you've always been royal. You're an undercover angel. You came from an upper dimensional space and you went deeper than the enemy thought you did. And you spread out that golden energy. You brought healing to those spaces and places. And you claimed those family members in those spaces and places by letting them know who you are. There's clarity now. You persevered through the challenges. You got your light on. You went deeper than they thought you did. Oh, and speaking of that, I heard these fellas complaining. Apparently, those souls that they tricked into contract, that they convinced or cajoled or manipulated some way, apparently those souls are being claimed by God. They can't keep them. They're very upset. They really want to punish this temperance. They really want to punish this temperance, man. I'm not kidding. They're so mad. They want to come and get you with that KID nap thing. Oh, they're mad. Apparently everything's coming undone. But it's fair. Eye for an, well, it's not eye for an eye. It's the golden rule. It has never been a joke, man. I don't know who tried to convince these people that it was a joke, but they obviously didn't listen to their own common sense. So you've got the clarity here. You got in this communication. You got clear communication with the Queen of Swords. You got the Ace of Pentacles here. So there's a reward and your abundance. You're very stable, very abundant, very stable. You're tempered. Who you are is who you are. And when they run this rhetoric through you, don't claim it. It's not yours. You may have had some horrible thing happen to you, 30 years ago or so. And they're trying to bring up the memory of it while they're inserting the thought of it and then sucking the light out of the heart, shattering the heart chakra, hoping that you will go with it. Hug a tree. Ask the mother to release it. Meditate, pray. You got boundaries. You got boundaries. So the Queen of Swords has clear communication. She's got clarity here. She's very honest. She's abundant. She's got this reward. She's stable. And she's got boundaries. She's watching those boundaries. She's got protectors at the boundaries. She could be at the boundary. You could be about ready to cross the boundary. Look, mountain goats and stuff. You're about ready to take a leap. So because we're here at the Passover, and apparently after Passover, it's like boom. Apparently, in Iran, they were saying all of this will be done by the end of April. I don't know what's going on, but there's a transference of sin or something, and people are getting claimed by their realm or frequency match or whatever. So they're trying to suck the light out of the heart, and then they're trying to disturb the mind and the emotional body so that you will be seen as an empty heart space, which is claimable, I guess. So it's really crucial that you don't go with it. So there's been a lot of hardship and poverty for the lovers, and you got for the divine lovers, for your soulmate. You could be coming into it. You were abandoned by a lover. There's a Five of Pentacles, the lovers. There was a lot of hardship for the lovers that were kept separated with this stupid curse, this magic, the Magician. You might be, as an upper divinity. You probably have skills and gifts that supersede anything these low vibing magicians are able to do. So they kept you in poverty. They did not want you to be seen as worthy of statuses of authority. You're a temperance. This is all, it's all generated by your ability to transmute. But you've got magicians out here, or these nasty little things in the past that had you trapped. You overcame it by learning temperance. Yeah, past lives. Past lives. They've had this, look, past lives, childlike. So they may have been sacrificing you lifetime after lifetime as a very pure, innocent being. Rabbit. So yeah, the magician. And then you've been kept in poverty. All of these fabulous lights, all of these fabulous upper dimensional, vibrant gift holders, you know, here to manifest heaven upon earth. Nine of Pentacles is yours. This prosperity is yours. You got a life of luxury coming up. You're very independent. You're very gentle. You're very childlike. Even the hawk loves you. You can hold it in your hand like it's a little baby chicken and it's not going to pluck your eyes out or nothing. Attacked. So, Nine of Pentacles, your abundance has been attacked. Somebody wants to attack. Somebody has attacked it. There could be a magician in the environment that is attacking you right now with this dark energy, trying to get your Nine of Pentacles. And you're exhausted here. You're exhausted here. So you have possession of the foundation. You're very prudent. You're very frugal. You're exhausted. You got some folks out here trying to get magic because that's what the foundation is. It's frugal, but it's tempered, right? I mean, you got one person with all the wealth or all the abundance or whatever, this planetary gatekeeper or whatever, divvying it out. But as you know, the more people there are, the less that everyone gets, right? But you got a lot of greedy mofos out there that want golden freaking toilets and stuff. So they get it through magic because they certainly haven't earned anything. So you're in a Four of Pentacles. You got control of the foundation. People are afraid over your perseverance. Again, you're very tired, but your stamina is still there. You're weary, but you're not stopping. That was an accident. Community. You're very determined, very resilient. There's a whole community of people here. Stonehenge. This could be an ancient community. We got eggs in the nest. We've got dogs, flowers. Oh, what that is. Let's look it up. Let's look it up and see what it says. Number 4. It is really beneficial to seek out other like-minded individuals. Members of your community can support you and be supported by you in return. Look around and see what an amazing network you already have to utilize. Make sure your chosen family are people who make you feel like anything is possible. Build something lasting by working together. God said that we were moving into a bartering system. So we're moving. There's all the wealth is going away. It's going to be a frugal foundation. It will be frugal, but there's not going to be any soul harvesting or trafficking. Systems of humanity. We're not going to be feeding the babies to lizards or none of that stuff. I mean, it's going away. This is the actual serious reset. Like it's yeah. So the teachers are here. The teachers are speaking up. The high priestesses, the teachers are speaking up. So it could be that there's teachers, your ancestors or something. There may be a high priestess in your ancestry. You may be a high priestess. Perhaps there's a whole collective of high priestesses that are speaking up in the community. Inspiration. So inspired to create, to get busy with the solutions of all of the destruction, all of the harm, all of the suffering, the heinous crimes against the children. Somebody's uneasy. They want forgiveness, or maybe they're uneasy because forgiveness for you nowadays means to release them out of your life. This burden that never changed for many cycles. You're strong. You're armored up. Your self-care, your self-love, you appreciating and valuing the inner divine, which these ones separated you from. You may not even know that your dream self is over there being a high priestess or I don't know, some kind of a gatekeeper or whatever. You're very strong. Your self-care, your self-love, your self-value, your armor. You have a wealth, what is that? It's a mighty shield. You're protected. And those gatekeepers that have been trapping you here, things are falling apart for them. They're afraid because these childlike women that they have sacrificed in past lives are now mighty saints. They've transformed. Look at them, what they become in the dark, in the moon, under the moon. They're all robed. They're all saints. They're all dressed in white. They are pure. They left them there in the darkness alone, and they transmuted. They became something else. These children that they were sacrificing in the past. A whole bunch of high priestesses in the community here speaking up about what it is that has happened to them, what it is that they have witnessed, the truth of what they know. We got some honest oracles, some honest psychics. High priestesses have risen. They're being attacked right now, most likely in the heart space because of what they got to offer. We've got a circle. There's a circle here. So you're all gathered together. You're appreciating what is in your community. You're getting to know each other and the talents that you have. You could be working without prejudice, at least to spread the truth about what's been going on in the history. Many thousands of years, they've lied about the script and rewritten it over and over and over. So something is fleeting. Look, all this glamour, all this religious glamour. Look at that. See in the back there? And it says, you can't take it with you. We would give a kingdom for one more day. If you are feeling hollow and unsatisfied with what you've accomplished so far, it may be because you're not focusing your energy on the things that really matter to you. Find what truly makes you happy and do more of that. Spend your time on this earth wisely. Do something that makes you smile today. Helping others helps you as well. The sun is here with a rebirth. You are grounded. You are patient. Maybe the sun is here grounding the energy. There's a rebirth of the daughters of Eden. You're patient. You persevered patiently. You were grounded. Well, you were in the ground. You were like in the dark. You sprouted your seeds. Your trees grew up. You were discovered. Your light was discovered. You were raised up, promoted. You were patient. And there's an appreciation for the knowledge that you gained while you were stuck in isolation. While everybody was leaving, You gained a lot of knowledge. Like, you may have been here in the rocks and they were all partying and talking and having a great time, doing whatever it was they were doing. But you were down here listening, observing, seeing, and you were helping the animals, the children, and the others. There's an appreciation for the knowledge that you carry that will nurture and protect other people, other children. And it could be that you're alone in the mind now, like the chatter is gone or it's leaving, so that you can listen and receive your abundance. The Most High is clearing the field right now of the shadow. So we got the shadow. It was like this, and I don't know how it got like that, but when I flipped it over, this is the shadow. And we got caretaker. Oops, it's upside down. Nope, it's right side up. Caretaker. So because it was like that, the shadow will no longer be receiving benefit from the caretaker. Is facing, the shadow is coming off of the caretaker. You're listening. Yeah, the shadow is off of the caretaker. You've got abundant messaging coming in. You could have an abundant family that is out there. Look at this. This is a crown. Kings, queens, you're getting some abundance. You've been in poverty for far too long, and you are a magnificent energy, full of joy. There's a whole bunch of high priestesses that were kept in the dark in this because they kept shattering the heart chakra, and then running this stuff, and then this Passover beast or whatever would come and get you, and then you would be a goner, and all of your good energy would be sucked up, and everybody would get a paycheck, right? So the shadow is no longer being received by the caretaker of the secret garden. Because they left you stranded. They offered you up to somebody and left you stranded. You were the offering, and they left you stranded. They took the gift and then they hid you in the dark, and they tried to paint you as a prostitute when you transformed into a very well balanced, tempered high priestess that's full of joy, full of love, full of truth. You could be the guardian of boundaries in this secret garden. Like, because of your intuition, because of your super sensitivity, you may hear and sense things that other people don't see. We've got memories in the past or memories in the reverse. So it's like there's memories in the reverse about the opinions of the masks. You're no longer going to have like those memories of and the opinions of these people wearing masks. Like, nobody remembers. They're being wiped from your memory. The opinions of these people wearing masks, this mental witchery, like they were doing magic over everybody's minds. There's death here. So yeah, their opinions. You got to see how big your heart chakra is, how big it is. Like I mentioned the other day, this has been going on for days, by the way. Like the heart chakra shattering that received like 2-3 days ago, it was like it still is. It's all the way up here, and it's all the way down here, and it's like all the way out here, and it's just like, and then they come in with this dark black energy, and they suck all the love out of the heart, like all of this beautiful energy, and then they just wait for you to perish in misery, right? Well, you didn't do that. It's like, wow, you guys are a real bunch of jackwagons. You know that? The history of it. The history of the opinions of these fake people regarding your magnificent love from centuries ago. They've kept you as a statue, and they've admired the rose as the rose keeps building more and more love in the darkness. And they're like, ooh, harvest, harvest, harvest. And God said, not this time. This time, they're getting passed over. Because they are balanced. Look, we got death. So this time, they are getting passed over. The masks are reaching death. The masks are going to get the death. Like this witchery isn't going to work. If they're doing magic to try to transfer sin and sick the death man on them, or the demon, or whatever that these guys are all doing Passover business for, whatever business that is, it's going to come and take them. The angel of death or whatever, Morte, yeah, it's coming after them. Those mask wearers. Why? Because you are balanced and you are loved. So when they break in on your heart space and then they start flowing this Wi-Fi stream of radio transcript through your mind about how terrible infidelity is, or how you just don't want to be with anybody, right? You want to get mad, right? And they want to shatter your heart. They want to remove that emerald love, and then they want to put these thoughts in your mind, and they want this shadow demon to come up and gobble you up, right? Well, go hug a tree for sure. Get your feet in the soil, drink some water, do whatever it is you need to do. Pray, 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 pray. Pray. Because the hate and the hurt isn't yours. It's a memory maybe from decades ago, but you've healed, and that's what you did in the dark, and that's why you're a saint wearing those white robes. You're the teachers, and you're speaking up, and these guys want to silence you. So they're sending out death, this death angel or whatever, on their Passover. So really protect your heart space, really protect your mind. They're trying to drive you away from God, or they're trying to, get God so damn frustrated that he doesn't want to hear you in the psychic realm. So when this kind of stuff happens, you just got to try to be. I wasn't quiet this morning. And when it came through me, I couldn't be quiet because it was a stream of Wi-Fi, whatever, transmitting through my mind, coupled with a heart shattering, with this black blob trying to suck the light out of my heart. I don't know, man. Somebody's getting laid to rest. We've got a page of pentacles here. They made a small offering or something. They made a small love offering. They're getting laid to rest. And maybe they spent a little money. They effed somebody so that you would be put to rest. Maybe they're being put to rest. They're challenged because of your Six of Pentacles, of your harvest, your reward, your healing. They want you to stop regenerating your love. So there's going to rest. We got rest. So there's a laying to rest of the living in the moment, of the life of ease. And these folks are upset. So he's making a little offer. He wants to lay you to rest, or he's being laid to rest. He tried to get you unalive, sicken this shadow demon on you. But you persevered, and you're a healer. And these guys just tried to take out a planetary stabilizer, temperance, freaking High Priestess, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups, Magician. Oh, you guys just attacked an effing, whoever's protecting you, the God, whoever has got this magnificent creator ability or destroyer ability is far greater than these pages and these Queen of Pentacles reversed. And they really thought they were going to get away with it this time. But you moved through. You moved through. You were resurrected because you were victorious because of your ability to remain in temperance throughout these attacks. And it hurts. And you're weary. And they were told that you are weary and that they will not be destroying your soul. And yet they continue to try. So it's probably just going to make it worse for them, because I've also heard that every nasty thing, if they come up and do anything nasty to you, something worse is going to happen to them. And what they did this afternoon was real nasty. They sent death after me. Probably many of you High Priestess teachers out there that are speaking about what's happening to you, what's happening in the world. They want to silence you. You're bringing healing to people's minds. They're not in it alone. They know hey, this is a real thing. It's happening to everybody, man. Only nobody wants to talk about it because everybody feels broken and ashamed because of this programming of unworthiness, of sin, of being a sinner, while they're transferring all of this crap onto you. So they're challenged because you persevered. You might be bringing a healing to the people that they're trying to siphon or conquer or harvest right now. All these high priestesses that have been hiding in the dark, God has pulled them up into the light, and it's like now, it's like, whoa. Yeah, this page, they want to lay you to rest. They want to live in the moment. They tried to take you out. They're going to be taken out. God said their intention shall be their gift. Sweet talker, twin flames. You might have a sweet talker. You're healing. There's a lot of sweet talk. Maybe somebody's talking sweetly to you. I keep hearing this song. Where does it go? I want the best for you. I only want the best for you. Undercover angel, I only want the best for you. And I'm like, no. Because all this wacky jack stuff, I don't know. So you got a sweet talker. You could have a twin flame connection that's sweet talking you. It's bringing you healing. Maybe that is why you're together. Your sweet talker, your twin flame is sweet talking you. Oh, really? Oh my God. It could be that whatever nastiness they moved through you is, that moves through you both because you're connected. As twin flames, you're connected. So your flame is on, and these guys are trying to put your flame out. The high priestesses have been resurrected and connected with their high priest or whatever. And the thing is that they're trying to sabotage the Merkaba, which is your light body, and your chariot home. And they do this, they say, with the medicines. They can do this with the medicines. And I think there's graphene or some kind of heavy metal in there that they focus on and project in energy. So they tune the frequency of whatever this interfering thing is, and then it hardens the waters, and it creates this big, fabulous mess, right? And you got to be aware of it so that you can start working with it. So it could be that whatever happened today for you, I mean, maybe you're healing now. Maybe you persevered. You're healing. Your twin flame is sweet talking you. Maybe you are sweet talking. Maybe you're healing people because you're being so sweet. So these a-holes want to come in and destroy your heart. They want to strip you of love. And that is what they're doing. Last night, there was like, I heard, you want to take love from me, then da-da-da-da-da-da. So that's what's happening. You got these magicians out there doing death magic on people to destroy the love in your heart, to destroy the love between you and your twin flame, because you're getting too freaking cozy there in the spirit. You love each other. And it could very well be that the nastiness that they're moving through your 3D temple is wanting your twin flame to just bail on you. So I pray for an integration of everybody's trine. As a Christed being, you are trine. You're a 3D vessel, you're a spirit vessel, and you're also a titan of some sorts. You carry the light of the sun in you. So you're there with your twin flame. This flame, look at this. You got this golden flame here. You're a bunch of healers. You're being sweet with each other. So these nasty jacks want to come in, do magic, and they want to destroy your love for each other. They're pumping in hate, like they suck the love out, and then they start pumping in all this energy of hate, and then your mind starts feeding into the loop, and it's like, oh no, go hug a freaking tree, man. And the damage is already done because the thought processes that they move through the mind are very rude, very crude, very vile, very disrespectful, rejection type of thoughts. Separation types of thoughts. They've been trying to take you both out at the same time with this verbal and energetic assault. Do not claim it if you can at all help it, because they want one or both of you to rest in a rejection mode. They want to stop your sweet talking and the healing that you're bringing to each other and to the world. So your twin flame may really like your spirit self a lot better than your 3D self, because your 3D self is under magical attack all the freaking time. The waters in your vessel are being hardened by these magicians right now. Protect your heart. This Queen of Pentacles is defeated. They are out of control in the past. So for what they've done in the past. So everything that they did in the past from the beginning to the end will be done to her. Every nasty thing. And it could very well be worse, because apparently God increases the potency or whatever. Police station. Yeah, she got arrested. She's at the police station. Their life of luxury is in the toilet. They did death magic on somebody. It's going back on them. They will be in trouble. They're getting arrested. God's sending in the commanders, the generals, the police. You're going to get arrested because of your victory. They're high priestesses. You got the chariot here because you're a magnificent temperance energy. You've lived in hell for a long time with everybody hating you. And you had to bring temperance into your world. You had to learn to alchemize. You had to learn to release the pain of it, not claim it. It's not yours. You had to recognize what belongs to you and what doesn't. And when these jackasses try to force something on you like this, recognize it and know it does not come from you. It's not being generated by you. It's not part of your life. If you know who you are and you are a high priestess, you are settled. So what is happening to you right now is not yours. So if you can remain tempered, then it's going to cause some kind of a weird, well, they're going to jail. They're going to jail, number one, for trying it, because you've been resurrected and then elevated into your position of authority as teacher. And what they did to you is witnessed and seen the severity of it, and they will be held accountable. Sex addiction. So there could be a sex addiction. Maybe you once were a sex addict. You've gained a victory because of your temperance regarding these people who are sex addicted. They hypersexualize everything. You have temperance. So you know what? You probably are celibate or whatever. So you gained a victory over light and dark, or because you are a powerful light and dark, tempered in your tree, in your vessel here. We've got sex addiction. So I don't know, maybe you're bringing temperance to the hypersexuality of every mind in this realm. I mean, it's so bad. It's so nasty. You could be bringing temperance to sex addiction. You might be changing the perception about sacred connection. The wheel is turning here. There's a rebirth. So there's a change in direction. Wholeness and presence. The truth is known. You got clarity about the truth. Victory with the truth. And we've got the Ten of Pentacles. It belongs to you. It could be the end of your Ten of Swords energy or burden, because you are joyful. You remain joyful. You're a happy person. When you are happy, you know that you're on the right path. So if it hurts, do whatever it needs to release it and do something that brings you happiness. Sitting here telling you about this brings me happiness because it makes me feel better. It knows that it's not as bad as it feels. And I'm reminding that not only am I talking to myself and walking myself through the process, I'm sharing that with you. So it helps me, and I'm grateful that I have this opportunity. So we got the Queen of Cups here. You're making your move. So the love of Divine Feminine is very emotionally stable. Even though they run this Wi-Fi radio signal through the mind of this crazy talk that you may have had decades ago, you know what is yours and what isn't, and you are love. And once it eases up, it's like, ooh, finally, damn. Because sometimes it lasts a while and it's very painful. You're flipping the table. You're absolutely gonna make your move. The Queen of Cups is gonna make her move. We got feelings. You could be in your feelings. Somebody's in your feelings. Maybe you're going to use that big old freaking emerald heart of yours to really lay it on thick. Or maybe whoever sucked the light out of your heart space in this attack this afternoon is going to crash and burn because of the intensity of the love energy wrapping up the death magic. Oh, they're so screwed. That's going to hurt like hell. Probably will be hell. That big old emerald heart of yours full of love, they sucked it out and then they put in that other, and now it's coming back on them, and yeah. They could be in a Ten of Swords energy because of your joy. Queen of Swords is here. You got clarity and you could be speaking the truth. Ace of Pentacles. You are very fair with your abundance. You're very stable. And you've got boundaries. You're watching the boundaries for these triangular third-party enemies. Like, you're out there and you can sense it. You can hear it. You know what they're doing. You know when they're coming. You know what the heck is up. And you got a lot of folks out there wanting to take you out because you're a teacher of this kind of stuff. And you can sense it. You can hear it. You can teach people how to prepare to manage it if it should ever come up in their field, right? You could be offering boundaries to those love messages. I've been getting the no signal thing, like they're losing signal. You were in a 5 of Pentacles struggle with scarcity. You were abandoned. There is lovers here. There's a connection here. You may have been in scarcity. There is a 5 of Pentacles for the lovers, the magicians, those creators, those who can generate and manifest from thin air. They had trapped you. So this has been a magician's war, a high priest war. You knew somebody from the religious space in the past, and they did a thing to you in the past. And they're trying to do it again because they want their easy life, and you refuse to quit. God isn't going to let you go. You have a guarantee. So the Royal Mother stated to be prepared that they're not going to survive. Your helper, well, everybody should love the Royal Mother. She resides in all of us, whether she's in our mind or not. She probably moves messaging through you, even though you don't think her thoughts. She can certainly send them to you. Coax you, cool you down when you get riled. Funeral. Oh! So what? What do we got here? We got a magician. So poverty, illness, struggle for your soulmate and romance. We got magician. In the hopes and fears, they're afraid of you getting your 9 of Pentacles, or they want it. So you've been attacked. So they want your 9 of Pentacles. So we got somebody attacked you with death energy, with death energy, with this death magic right there. Both of the lovers, they were talking about taking you out at the same time. You are the creator's sons and daughters. You are these fabulous manifestors of great things from thin air. And these little dominator tyrants wanted to steal your soul value, suck the light out of you, and then prance around like they are powerful. And they're simply not. So in the community, we've got a whole bunch of people in the community. You're very tired. 4 of Pentacles. There is control over the foundation. There is like prudence. You're living a frugal life. You're very tired. You've been through the ringer. You've been in the shadows, in the dark, where fear is, and you went deeper than anybody before, and you spread out this beautiful, vibrant, royal energy and helped people. So you're determined, you're strong, but you're persevering in the community. There could be a whole bunch of people in the community that are just tired, man. Just tired. Somebody's in massive regrets. Somebody's having massive regrets. You are tired. You are weary. All these high priestesses, they kept in the deepest, darkest pit of hell they could find. And they trapped them there with this stupid magic. But the curse has been lifted. And so they've all been elevated and resurrected and promoted into their status of authority. And now you got these sorcerers out there with the sex-addicted Jezebels. Oh, and somebody took offense to one of the titles on my thing. Now, I want you to all to know that Jezebel is not the same as a prostitute, because we've got little baby girls that are out there being abused and they're being taught to be that. So these souls that were tricked or demanded or commanded or forced into this type of a life, this soul trap, they're being claimed like they can't keep them. They're complaining about it. They can't keep those lights. God said this is the end of their relationship with batteries, and prostitutes are lights. Jezebel isn't really a light. She's just out there sucking the light out of everything. Just like Gigolo. So somebody's getting readings on you, going round and round and round. Perhaps those people doing readings on you to do magic on you to get you to go around and around and around. We're closing the cycle of them feeding on you, where they will not be feeding on you. You're going to get passed right the F over. These karmic ties are going to be ghosted. You're going to get detached from these karmic ties. You already are detached and emancipated from these karmic ties. Their magic, their curses aren't going to touch you. There's legal matters here for what they did with marriage. They were not stable. They were not secure. They did their very best to lay heavy, heavy burdens on divine feminine while abusing her, torturing her, putting her to the death, and sticking her in an ever deeper hole of hell. Over and over and over again. This has been going on for centuries. They're in spiritual court and they're in massive trouble. You're turning your back. And this is shocking news to your Jezebel copycat little queen of Pentacles in the reverse. She's like, oh no, yeah, bitch, those fancy clothes, that nice house you got there with all that lazy stuff. Oh, I'm a businesswoman. No, you're not. They hire people to go out, set up scenes, and then make pictures of it. No. So shocking news, you're turning your back on them. And they're under pressure, full of anxiety, because guess what? You have a family. You've got a mate. You are with your twin flame. Bringing healing to people. Bringing healing to the environment during this harvest season. So you're persevering through the harvest season and you're bringing healing. It's the sweet talk of the twin flames. You're sweet. Yeah, I love you. I love you. I love you. And he's probably very mad over this rhetoric that they're running through the mind, trying to just suck the love and the light out of your heart space and then fill it in with hate. It's ridiculous. And don't take it personally. It's not yours. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to read Don Miguel's 4 agreements online, just so that we can get that going in case anybody wants to look at that. So those who left you hanging are effed up over you over and over and over again. They kept sacrificing you just like they're trying now. And you're getting your wish. See, you're getting your wish because you learned the karmic lesson of no strings attached. You've been in the shadows all by your damn selves. You don't need love from these people who don't share anything with you, who take everything from you and treat you like trash. You're a freaking high priestess. You are the one who's bringing temperance to these sex addicts. And it's too late. It's too late. It's too late for the trickster to reach divine feminine with their fairy tales and their illusions and their trickery. It's over. And they're not happy. They're ashamed. They're a shady character. They're seen for who they are. God's dealing with the lookalikes, the copycats, the fake yous. They're getting booted out of the heavenly place because the high priestesses were actually in the pit. And now they're no longer in the pit. And God's kicking out the fakes. Those people who pretend to love you but secretly hate you. We're saying goodbye to those people who are happily single, just roaming around, effing this and effing that and wasting time. Saying goodbye to the fake spiritual guru, the one who is harvesting intellectual property out of high priestesses and then presenting it with a twist to turn everybody into a whore, energy harvesting whore. They're feeling like shit because you blocked them. Blocked. Bad news. Those who live a toxic lifestyle are blocked. They are blocked because they deceived those people who loved themselves, who loved them, who loved their community, who had an abundance of tempered, beautiful love to offer the world. And I miss you. So they're spying on you from secret accounts, losing sleep over this workplace affair. Oh my gosh, what, they slept with everybody in their freaking thing? So they're trying to do love spells on divine masculines in order to get on his GPS. They're running because they're a bunch of side hustlers of divine feminines who's illuminated the truth about Jezebel and Mr. Arrogant Pimp getting their way, leaving you separated. They rejected the queen bee. They bumped heads with the queen bee, and then they rejected the queen bee and left her in a pit of hell. So there's a bunch of high priestesses down there, or they were anyway. They've got their white robes and they've been elevated. Yeah, so there was a bunch of jackasses bumping heads so that they could harvest the energy of your soul, of your heart space, pretend it was yours, and then lay all their death magic on you to feed you to their black hole soul, Satan, whatever. They're a jackass. Look, you've got secret gifts, spiritual gifts, and these ones are trying to keep their drinking quiet. They're drinking a Coke. They're in a firestorm of karma. They're heartbroken for mirroring you in the past, for talking in the mirror, for putting all this crap shit in it. You know why? Because God, and during romance. So they, look, man, in the past with romance, they kept pouring shit and vile verbiage into divine feminine's mirror, saying falsities, lying, convicting them of things that were not true. And you're free of that now. You're free of, you are free of this thug. You're moving on from the thug. You are a beloved child of the Most High. And the true colors are seen of this psycho. Could be a psycho that knew you long ago and chose, they rejected the queen bee, the high priestess. They chose this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse because she knew how to do magic and steal the soul value out of decent people. Yeah, so the true colors of this psycho are seen. They're praying now to get you back into a trap because they are not really you. They're not divine, and they don't have any credit. They don't do any work. They don't create. They don't produce. They don't share. They don't do anything. And God is fed up with this reckless sex, pop the question bullshit. So there's some residual, like, it is nasty, guys. It's so nasty. Ooh. So Page of Pentacles is making a small offer. He wants to come in and put you to rest. So we got Page of Pentacles, innocent. Page of Cups, living in the moment, is getting laid to rest. Fear, stagnation, growth, Netflix, jail. Girl, your comfort zone is a trap. They're in a trap. They're being laid to rest. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, living in the moment, being laid to rest. They're stuck in a trap. There's a number 38 on this card. Somebody could be 38. You got the Seven of Pentacles, perseverance here. You're a healer. You're a natural born healer. You bring temperance to yourself, your environment, and the world around you. And you've got these magicians out there trying to transfer this disgusting radio static of self-loathing and rejection and pain while they're attacking the heart. Passover, this is just a magician's game. I wonder who the black hole soul is. Their harvest is over. God's not going to let them take those souls. They're not going to get them. They're not going to get them. Sometimes it's just bad decisions. Not every drama is karma. So there's mistakes, ownership, and humor. So retrograde did not cancel your to-do list. Yeah. So it's bad. It's bad, whatever it is. They made very bad decisions trying to stomp on the sweet talk and the love and the healing energy of these twin flames. They got to own up to it. They're being bound here. Retrograde, they got to accept responsibility for what they've done. You have stopped giving idiots spiritual credit. So they were going into your spiritual angelic high priestess self, and you were giving them credit, these nasty pimps and their hoe bags, while they were sticking knives in you over and over again, keeping you in poverty here. They took everything. You gave them everything, and they gave you a nice deep hole in the dark of freaking hell. So you're done with it. Not everyone is a lesson. Some people are just dumb. You've stopped giving idiots spiritual credit. Why? Because signs were everywhere. God was talking, but they weren't listening. They were not listening to their guidance. You've stopped giving idiots freaking spiritual credit. That's it. They don't deserve it. They tried to, look, they're still out there trying to unalive the healers, trying to separate the twin flames. It ain't going to happen this time. There's a guarantee for them. You jackasses are red rumming yourselves, because this drama is not our karma, and you're not getting spiritual credit anymore. God isn't giving you spiritual credit anymore. You're done with this Passover magic shit. Yeah, it's done. So we got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. They sacrificed you in the past. You may have known what they did in the past, and maybe they're getting arrested for what they have done in the past. Maybe it was this person who, we got Netflix jail. They could have been doing pornography, wearing your face and identity, sending it out throughout the universe. They were doing that shit, trying to defile our image, to get us 86, to get us kicked out of the heavens forever, to get us rejected by every entity within the universe. And we got, this says, yes, it sucks. No, you're not dying. Healing feels like garbage before it feels like growth. And it came out in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles is here. She's very aggressive right now. She's not in control. She was doing some stuff in the past. There's an old man. They're going to the police station. And they're not able to heal. They may actually DIE, because it sucks, all right, but the no, you're not dying is in the reverse. They're not resilient. They're not going to survive the struggle. Whatever they did in the history, in the past, this cross on this church, they could have sacrificed you many lifetimes ago. This could have been going on for many lifetimes. Them siphoning your soul, consuming you, eating your blood, drinking your flesh, or eating your flesh, drinking your blood. So you got the Chariot here. You got a victory because of your temperance here. You're bringing temperance to this sex addiction. You could be changing the way people think. They did magic over everybody's mind. They were trying to flip the way people thought. Trans is the name of their game. And we've got sex addiction, and we've got discipline, reset, action. So you're bringing temperance to these sex addictions. Hygiene, spiritual hygiene starts with laundry. Clean your room. That's the message. So those people who are running around sex addicted, you could be victorious over that, or bringing a victory. Maybe you're moving forward with temperance energy. Maybe there's new ways to think about things, because there was a lot of abuse for many centuries, many lifetimes. Our soul has been assaulted and kind of trained into a way of being. for these things here, calling themselves men. So there could be some kind of a spiritual hygiene, or maybe some kind of lessons on how to reset the mind, to bring it into temperance, to rather than try to offload through this sexual encounter, maybe to like settle and create hygiene. And by the way, messy doesn't necessarily mean powerless. So spiritual hygiene is one thing, and I'm not very good with laundry, so maybe I need to go do that, but I'm certainly not a sex addict. But we got stop waiting and romanticize your own damn life. So it looks to me like perhaps the divine feminines that had been forced, coerced, drawn in, tricked, whatever, that they're learning spiritual hygiene and how to romanticize their own life, how to love themselves, how to get themselves flowers, how to make their life great, so that when they become that, somebody else who has also done that will meet up with them, and then it'll be like, woo, it'll be easy peasy, temperance, victory, I mean, it's not easy peasy. These magic attacks are very, very difficult and challenging to bring temperance to. It hurts, man. It's not the comfortable thing. It's hurtful. And a lot of people, I guess, make deals or agreements so that they don't have this happen to them. But the beautiful thing about it is that when you survive these types of things, the information is gathered and then studied and known. And apparently there's signatures and presences and chords and whatever. So the wheel is turning on the sun. There is a rebirth here. According to the Ace of Swords, you are the truth. The Ten of the Pentacles is yours because you are joy. This could be the end of your Ten of Wands or Ten of Swords burden. Ten of Swords burden. So we got this here. So what? I'm going to go ahead. These came out. They came out in a clump. I'm going to go ahead and get one that maybe I can get a card. Okay, we got a card. And we got it in the upside down. Somebody's boundaries are gone. They're not showing any restraint. They're not trying to keep things private. They may be like posting online, rage, baiting, or freaking out about your joy, about your happiness, about your freedom from this Ten of Swords. Queen of Cups is making their move with their feelings. It could have something to do with the heart space, that big, beautiful emerald love you have. They've been tampering with it. Maybe death got a hold of some of that and they're choking out right now. I don't know. Take it as it resonates. Because congratulations, you made it out alive, barely. Resilience, survival, humor. Honestly, that's the real miracle. So Queen of Cups is making her move. She's in her feelings, in her heart space. Congratulations, you survived, barely made it out. And that's the real miracle. You're innocent. This isn't this Passover stuff. You're innocent. So these guys keep trying to stick their sin on you. And you're like, let it go already. Even your cards went you single. Clarity, wake up call, release. So you're releasing them. They won't leave you alone. You're like, let it go. Just back off. I got my own stuff to deal with, man. And this intrusive presence is like so arrogant and selfish. Who wants the world run by people who have to cause heart attacks and death for others with magic in order to appear as though they're worthy of a prize that they did not receive? They're trying to harvest the earth angels, the high priestess, and all of that right now. You really got to protect your mind when it comes to the memories of pain and the sensation of it too, because they're really working it now. We got the Queen of Swords here with the Ace of Pentacles. You are out there. You could be the boundary like you're holding boundaries for those third-party enemies, the sneaky Pete's that come in and they use a relationship and marriage. It's their favorite weapon of war. They come in, they marry into the clan, and then they tear the trees down and they claim the environment, the foundation. You're really watching it. You've learned a lot about their lessons in love, their sex addiction, their energy harvesting, their pillaging of the chakra and the womb space. Souvenirs from heartbreak don't age well. You're burning it. You're burning it. You're burning the hoodie. You're burning the hoodie. You're releasing the memory. You've become empowered. You're burning the memory of these third-party enemies. And so you're there on the boundary. So there's a separation. They've been talking about transferring you somewhere. Apparently there's going to be a big fire. But you're there on the boundary there. Look, that looks like an ice wall or something. I don't know. But you could be burning those people who bring you heartbreak, those third-party enemies. There's no souvenirs. There's no coming back from what they did. Love does not pay rent, he said. Their priorities were money. Their bank account said no before the universe did. So you're putting it in the fire. They ran out. They fell in love with money. They wanted money. And you wanted love and truth. So you're burning the hoodie. You're releasing the memory. And you've grown empowered. You know, you're leaving those people that threw love in the trash. Because and they favored sex. And the thing about it is that you alone, high priestesses, in those dark pits of hell, you alone were able to come up and really make a shift. And I'm sorry, man, paying the rent or actually earning opportunities that are heavenly. Sometimes poverty and suffering prior to your reward is worth it. These guys went ahead and stole your reward, and now they got to go earn it. And the reward's gone. They spent it all. So there had been a lot of struggle for these unions, for the lovers, due to magic. It was all magical. Thievery, death magic, accident magic, all this kind of magic. Professional situationship advice. Invest in therapy, not texting back. We've got healing, wisdom, and growth. So you're not texting them back. They need to go invest in some kind of therapy. It could be that there was a woman doing magic on the lovers. No. So it could be that there was struggle and poverty for the lovers. There's a magician here that's in a situationship. They need to invest in therapy. You're not calling them back. 9 of Pentacles, attacked and funeral. Anybody who's attacking you, trying to take your 9 of Pentacles, will be attacked and there will be a death. This looks like Jaguar to me. And if you know, the Lion and the Jaguar tribes have come together, and there's going to be a lot of snacking, you know, on those folks that, or those things that those folks that were snacking on us left behind, I guess. They're exhausted watching your reruns. They know what they did. Your spirit guides are face palming again. So we got patterns, denial, and accountability. They're exhausted watching these angels reruns. Your high priestesses, they had you in the pits of hell, down there trapped. The curse has been broken. God is reclaiming these very high value women and their male counterparts. And they're exhausted watching these reruns. They're like, oh no. So yeah, they don't want to see any more of it. Like, it was very bad. What they did to you, they tortured you. Lifetimes, not just when you went to go die, but lifetimes. You lived horrid lives. They're going in the toilet. So you got control of the foundation. You're exhausted. You got the 4 of Pentacles. You're having a life of frugality. You're not flamboyant. You share your wealth. You persevered with the 9 of Wands through the deception, through the hidden, through the moon, through the hidden things. You persevered through your determination. And we've got this, there's a whole community here with massive regrets. Why? Because you survived, high priestesses. Why? Because God claimed you. Why? Because they can no longer harvest your energy and then pretend that they are that. So we got stop. If they're stingy with chips, they're stingy with love. Stop trying to save people who won't share their snacks. And that's the thing. It's all about equal give and take, reciprocity, fairness, boundaries. They're having a serious, massive, this whole community is having massive regrets because they put the high priestesses in the hole of hell and then did not share any of their wealth with them. These stingy ass red rumming magicians, sex addicts, doing sex magic on every freaking buddy, defiling, desecrating everything and everyone. And guess what, honey? You're not on clearance. And messy does not mean powerless. It does not matter what Nasty Jack or Jezebel says. It does not matter what your sexual history is, as long as you weren't those Jezebels going out soul-sucking everybody. Because it's very clear, the manipulation and the sexual slavery and all that nastiness. The energetic prostitution. So you stopped lowering your price tag for discounts. You're not on clearance. You've got dignity. And messy doesn't mean powerless. You are standing up. Chaos is your superpower. So use it wisely. They sent in that death magic. I wonder what my helpers are going to do with that. I wonder what God's going to do with that. What do you suppose? Do you suppose God's going to send it back? They're freaking out. They're freaking out. Refresh, refresh, refresh. Because there's nothing hotter than saying no, baby. You're like nothing hotter than saying no. Boundaries are sexy, babe. You're empowered. You have set limits. You're honoring thyself. And you're getting rid of this dead weight. Ain't a cute accessory. You can't glow if you won't let go. So you've been transformed. You let go of the dead weight. You're letting go of the dead weight. You have learned to say no. They're like, you're the only energy that can. No. You know, I mean, how many times did I have to tear your heart out and fill your solar plexus up with death energy before you finally say no? They're not willing to raise the bar. They just want to drag you down. So the best filter that you'll ever wear is self-love. That glow looks good on you. So now those people that did this stuff, look, we've got this man and this woman here. They're arguing back and forth. He's like, oh, I'm a guru. And it's like, no. So his confidant or whatever, she's like, that was sober you, not retrograde. So stop texting your ex, own it, not Mercury. Excuses, responsibility, and maturity. So she's freaking out because this guy is trying to play like he's Mr. Fantastic when the universe does not give ex back, please, requests. No, she's not coming back. You are stuck with the fake you who was writing fan fiction about that high value high priestess that was wearing her energy. Glow ups don't come with filters. And your pain isn't content. They were using your pain as content. But healing doesn't need a hashtag. You're out of here. You've healed. And now they're losing signal. They're losing signal. These lazy POSs that tap into other people's minds and then make crap content to misguide people. Yeah, they're losing signal. Because you have stopped romanticizing crumbs. You found your self-worth again. You're done with scarcity. Stop. And they're like, stop, stop. They're out there trying to get these twin flames to stop loving each other. They want you to hate each other. They want to put in so much hate into your heart that it's going to affect both of your connection. They want to sabotage the Merkaba, your light body, which is your chariot to source. They want to break it. And they're trying to. but they're going to go silent because they're not devoted. They're not devoted, and they owe you silence, and they will give it. Because God did not ghost you. He blocked him for you. Rejection. Rejection. You've got divine protection. Why? Because, you got divine protection from these people who did not heed the warning signs. This is closure. They're getting deleted. They're getting unfollowed. They're very upset because no one is coming to steal your spotlight, hun. You're the main character. Start acting like it. Confidence, empowerment, spotlight. And not everyone gets a ticket to your next season. They're going out. They're going under. And you are allowed to outgrow people. They were holding you back. You have evolved so many freaking times. You have went way beyond what it is that was necessary to achieve success. And none of them are coming with you. Because their chaos isn't passion. Their chaos is destruction. Their sex, their whatever. To leave you alone, holding the bail. And now look at them, they're whining. They're whining. They can't connect to you. They can't sleep. They're crying. They're freaking out because silence is an answer for the devil. The devil is going silence. Your glow up is the best revenge. You're the main character, babe. And girl, blocking is free. It's free. You got boundaries, and this dude's still trying to rewrite the ending, but you don't trust the chaos. They were giving you the bare minimum, and leaving you to go buy your own flowers? You deserve flowers, not confusion. You're worthy of love. And these asshats just got to go away. God is fed up with their drama. They're not serious adults at all. They did not come out of the childish stage of games, this bullying. They're just a bunch of overgrown children who go bully the world. And the problem with that is they got weapons and they've got bombs. And they're stupid in their freaking cabeza. While they're prancing around telling everybody how freaking wonderful they are. It's all a script read on camera, and then they use that to write their history. But it's all a freaking lie. It's all scripted. None of it is natural. They're trying to create the story for a legacy that doesn't exist. Anybody with intelligence can see that. It's an actual reset. They're siphoning all of the wealth, and then where they're going to leave us in a state where we will have to pick ourselves up by the boot heels, and we'll have to get it together. God said, you will create, you will produce, you will share, or you will have nothing, because it's a bartering system where our success depends on our community's success. There's no stinginess. There's no time for nothing. If somebody needs to borrow something or get something or whatever, we do what we need to do to make sure everybody is successful because we rely on it. There's change, a transformation. You have evolved here. And these ones, they got set in a comfort zone. They're stuck in the trap of a comfort zone. They were stuck in the trap of a comfort zone. So they were living high on the hog, doing their magic with their little small offerings. And now that's being laid to rest. They're being laid to rest. It's going away. They're in Netflix jail. No more pornography being broadcast with other people's energy and faces. They're no longer going to make money on the suffering of people that they force into prostitution. Because you were able to change and evolve through the suffering. They want you back. They're trying to force you back by breaking your heart chakra, by literally doing magic to shatter the chakra. When that comes back on them, they won't survive. They may not be alive right now. This isn't my smile. It's not my smile, okay? They talk about the silencer. You've healed. You persevered. You are a healer. You're sweet talking with your twin flame. You're out there making love, at least with your words, and you are bringing this fabulous golden energy to everything. These people made bad decisions. Everything that they just did to you is going Mercury retrograde. It's going back on them. They have to accept ownership of their nastiness. You have stopped giving idiots spiritual credit. Those who are doing magic on people who did the spiritual work and earned advancement will no longer be taken out and replaced by these sex addicts who want to go do pornography and broadcast it all out of the world over their prisoners of war, the high priestesses. They're going silent. They're going to suffer in silence. Maybe they are suffering in silence. Maybe they wanted you to be silent. They don't want the twin flames to talk. They've made some really bad decisions here. Queen of Pentacles reversed did some things in the church scenario in the past for which they are being arrested, and they will DIY. They're not resilient. They can't survive what they put you through. We've got a commitment. So your protector is committed. Whoever this person is that attacked you, God is going to get back on them. You're loved. You've been emancipated. You are free. They're going to jail. They're getting locked up. They're not going to survive because they tried to come between you and your twin flame with this heart-shattering hate magic. Death magic. I don't have anything to say. And they say, oh, save. Like, what the hell? Yeah, they thinking if they can shatter you, that they will be saved. And not only that, they're going to get your reward and your authority. But you got a victory here in the recent past with the Chariot here because you're able to bring temperance to your own sexual energy. Spiritual hygiene. So you could be focusing on cleanliness. You could be focusing on treating your inner divine very well, romanticizing your own life, taking yourself out to lunch, buying yourself presents. You know what I like to do? I like to order things, and then I like to order them in the mail. And then when it comes, like however many weeks later, I can't remember what it was. So I'm like, ooh, a present. It's so great. So somebody is in eternal regret. It could be those who are sex addicts do not have spiritual hygiene. They're going to go learn how to do it. They were romanticizing their own life by siphoning the love out of other people. They could be in eternal regret. There's an unspoken apology. Everything they did to you, everything they did to others is going to be done to them. They're going to have the life drained out of them. They're the new fodder, God said. So somebody's trying to do something with the ears right now. It feels like there's some kind of a pin. They're trying to push into the, right there at the soft spot under the earlobe. They're trying to push it in and through the head right here. I don't know what that is. It could be a heart or throat attack. It's trying to shut me in. The Wheel of Fortune is turning. We've got the Sun here. There's a rebirth according to the truth. The Ten of Pentacles is yours. This could be the end of your Ten of Swords energy because of your joy. Somebody is crying about it. Maybe they're in a Ten of Swords burden right now because of your joy, because you're getting the Ten of Pentacles, because you were able to bring temperance to their magical attacks and their attempt to siphon your soul and bring you death. so we got some jackass over there. They're all upset about your Ten of Pentacles and your happiness. And they're in this Ten of Swords ending right here. And they're using Twitter or whatever, their social media, to just cry and cry and cry about how they miss you. They don't miss you. They miss your Ten of Pentacles. And they miss you carrying this Ten of Swords. We got the Queen of Cups here, making your move. You're about ready to flip the tables on somebody. You're in your feelings, or somebody's in your feelings, or maybe they attacked your feelings. So you're making your move on whatever. Somebody attacked your feelings. Whoever this death energy is, or whatever that entity was, or whatever that magic is, it's wrapped up in a whole bunch of love, and it's going to come back with a big freaking pack. You can believe it. Because you just tapped into the High Priestess freaking shit. And I'm not saying I'm not saying nothing about myself, but I'm saying I sense what's going on. And these people are low-level magicians. Twisted. Let it go already. Let it go already. But you know what the Royal Mother said? She said, be prepared. They won't survive. Meaning, there's a boomerang. They're doing magic on their own damn self. All you have to do is persevere. Don't claim this stuff. And alchemize it. And get yourself back to love. Get yourself back to love as quickly as you can. Get yourself back to joy as quickly as you can. And if that's you talking about your experience and then just sharing that because somebody else is probably experiencing it too. Maybe you've had some successful transmutation abilities or whatever, and you're just sharing the story that maybe will give somebody some kind of ease in their mind. They're not alone. God's committed. These guys are internal regret. They're going to have to go learn spiritual hygiene. I don't know what that means, what spiritual hygiene means. It says it starts with cleaning your room. It could be that those Jezebels will now have to go serve, because that's what I heard some time ago. They were going to be the new servants. Like they're going to be cleaning the rooms, scrubbing the toilets. They're going to do the dirty work that you used to have to do. Their eternal regret. They wanted to be alone. They wanted to siphon the wealth and the messaging and the glory out of a high priestess, out of a whole collective of high priestesses that they had trapped in the darkness while they were out there happy, single, glorifying their life. Let go already. There's clarity. There's no more opportunity for reckless sex. Nobody wants it. There's a spiritual hygiene. God is cleaning people up. He's like, that's enough. We're going to have some spiritual hygiene, because I guess when you're looking from the outside looking in, everybody here, man, these guys were molesting every freaking buddy. So eventually, everybody's wearing the same sexual deviancy, this soup of infected freaking vibrancy or frequency or whatever. The Queen of Swords is here with her Ace of Pentacles. You've got clarity. You're very fair with your reward. Maybe you're getting a reward because you are fair, because you are honest, because you never bought into the game. You're sitting there, you're holding boundaries. You may be holding boundaries or making certain that none of these people come in. These schemers, scammers, deviant hoe bags that just want to have sex from somebody else's soul value. You're putting it, these people who said, love don't pay the rent, you're burning it. Souvenirs from heartbreak don't end well. Those people or that person or whoever that was that said love don't pay the rent and threw you into the fire, well, now everything's going into the fire. They're losing everything. They siphoned the happiness and the health and the vitality, all of your upper dimensional wisdom. They used it to twist it to hurt people. They used your nurturing and creation ability to hurt people for money. So all that was them is going into the fire. You're burning the hoodie. You're burning the freaking tax papers, whatever the hell. I don't know. It's all going in the freaking trash. You're setting boundaries here. Love don't pay the rent. Well, love is the only thing that can keep you alive when hell is trying to suck the freaking soul out of you. Nothing else will. Money will not save them. It's crazy. But that's what they chose. So the Five of Pentacles that has been happening here, this scarcity that's been happening for lovers, for these twin flames, these creators, these magicians, these manifestors. We're not texting back. Somebody might say, hey, I need some advice, you know. We got money. They got money problems. You're not texting back. Somebody's like, oh my gosh, what is happening? And you know what? So there was scarcity for the lovers of the magicians. It could be that you have manifested yourself a business, professional situationship advice. You're investing in therapy, healing, wisdom, and growth. You could be starting a business for professional advice. We saw that those high priestesses were in a status of teaching in the community. They might be reteaching people in the community. Like these people having massive regrets for teaching everybody how to be a sex addicted, whatever. Sloppy hygiene, spiritual hygiene. While the house was perfectly clean, the spiritual hygiene was foul. So, you know, people, they're like, cleanliness is next to godliness. Well, what does your soul look like? You know, people are so freaking shallow and surface level, they can't look deep, because if they do, they'll see what they are. There's an empty room. No more. No more. We got clarity over that. Let it go already. Damn. Oh, love don't pay the rent. This goes down here. I'm sorry. So, Queen of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, you're making boundaries for those third-party enemies. Souvenirs from the heartbreak. Do not age well. It's going in the trash. Those people, love don't pay the rent. So, they were all about the money. They were all about the money. So, the love don't pay the rent, they could be having financial troubles right now. Because you're burning it. Maybe you're burning the money. Maybe you're burning the money. That's not where the wealth is. The wealth is in love and how well you can care for yourself and others. You got the Five of Pentacles here for the lovers, the magicians. We got professional situationship advice. Somebody's investing in therapy. Maybe you're going to start a therapy business with your wisdom that you have gained. We've got the hidden truth. You've discovered the hidden truth. So you could be providing professional advice for the hidden truth that people find themselves in. You know, you could be a manifestor, a magician. There could be a magician seeking advice because of hidden truth. But it looks to me like you were the hidden treasure. These high priestesses were the hidden treasure. They were the real daughters of Eden that were here to guide people closer to God, closer to holiness. And these people decided they wanted to be sex-addicted, red-rumming thieves instead. So they forced the high priestesses, the teachers, into the deepest pit of hell that they could put them in. And then they tried to slander them as prostitutes because their little friends here were going out having orgies and then transferring the sin of that deviancy onto these high priestesses. But they grew through the suffering. They were able to alchemize it and transform through it. So you're coming in your Nine of Pentacles. Somebody has attacked you, or it's somebody who's coming after your Nine of Pentacles is being attacked. Somebody is exhausted watching your reruns. There's a funeral here. So they're like, everything that happened to her from the beginning to the end is going to happen to them. These ones are exhausted watching your reruns. There's so many scary, horrible things that you don't have memory of. But they do. They're watching the reruns. These clowns were doing shows on the lifetime story of Earth women, these high-value high priestesses, empresses and such, here to teach and guide the people who were buried in hell by this clown who took over the teaching of the people and turned everybody into whores and Jezebels and freaking soul thieves and consumers and pirates of the universe, slavers. They're looking at the reruns of what this clown did to you, knowing that it's all going to be done to them now. You're in the Four of Pentacles. You got control of the foundation. Everybody is afraid of your resilience. Your resilience. You move through the pain. You move through the fear. You move through the suffering. You move through the dark. And you came out extremely balanced, extremely determined and strong. You're fatigued. You're weary. This community, there's a whole community here having massive regrets because you stopped trying to save people who won't even share snacks with you. Because you know that if they won't share snacks with you, they also won't share love with you. That's that. In the sacred space, in this haven, in this home, it's going to be a community of loving people. You know, if they aren't loving, sharing, you know, I guess there's this timeline split. But you got service to self, service to others, and then you've got those who do both very well in temperance. Jim Self from Mastering Alchemy. That's where I got that one. He talks about the rose, how you can put the rose visually, put the rose out in front of you. Well, the rose is the sacrifice, right? Well, I didn't know that stuff when I was studying with him, but now I do. So we got the soul, we got singing praises, right? So we got singing praises. You stopped helping people that don't reciprocate. Look, you're the key. You found the key of the problem. You've done some investigation over what was going on with the soul songs, the performance. Like who was performing, who was acting, and who was really singing. And if they were acting, then where was the song coming from? Where is the song? Well, it was in a hellhole. God resurrected it. You were the key. You found the key. You were down there investigating, gathering research through suffering, unfortunately. But you're going to be getting a great reward, which is life and love. Friendship. So we got trash. They were what? They were treating the rose like trash, or they said the rose was trash. No, they treated the rose like trash. So there was sacrifices. You would get born. They knew who you are at the age of 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. The men start coming in and doing their thing, right? So that they can cast the illusion that these high priestess sacrifices were trash with their magic. In the history of the haven, you had hope. You never gave up hope. You got hope of a mustard seed. So there is a separation and a breakup happening here because they were using the roses, the sacrifices, as street products, as hoes, as exhibitions, entertaining themselves. There's a law coming down on their heads for this because they were doing it to the daughters of Eden, the apples of God's eye, the treasure that was here to help guide and these people into spiritual hygiene and stuff. They got focused on the material. They said if the house isn't clean, then you're not that. But they had disgusting darkness inside of them, and they're trying to offload it right now. And the only way that they get passed over is by consuming the blood or eating the flesh of an actual earth angel. Somebody who actually has God's protection. So we have a cool down. There's a cool down. The night is falling. I heard somebody a month or two ago complaining about how cold it is. They're in a place where there's no heat. It's cold. The sun is down. They don't have any sun. I don't know where this sun was darkened by a third is, but they're in somewhere that it's very cold now. because these are forgotten people who did crimes. It was forbidden for them. Oh, and they were talking about incubus. So these guys have been playing incubus. They've been going in and harvesting the energy out of sleeping people. And then they've been using that energy for baneful magic. And then they come and lay that energy back onto the sleeping person. And then they deceitfully convict or accuse that person of doing baneful magic. So high priestesses that have been in a hellhole, that have been trapped there and cursed there, they've been dumping this shit on them for a long time. And God said, enough is enough of this forgotten person. This has been going on a very long time. And you're getting reconciliation in divine timing. There's an understanding of what they've been doing and that they've been trying to strip the love out of your heart chakra. There's going to be severe consequences for that. They might be running away from your animal friends. The animals that they sacrificed may be chasing them down. It was not very nice. You're getting a new beginning, and you're about ready to encounter your person because you're very firm. You might be firm. You may know, you may be very wide awake and clear, very decisive about what's happening here. Maybe you're getting this new beginning because you held yourself firm, because you were able to temper and alchemize this death energy. So you and your person, your twin, may actually be able to come together. There's communication. You're born with talent. So whatever this death magic was, like, you're born with the alchemy. You can alchemize this kind of crap. And so you're very, very valuable to God. You're not just a low level, bottom feeder, scumbag, trying to eat everybody else's worm. Or no. You are creating stuff on your own. So the message is, you've got natural talent. You are serendipity, you're a catalyst. There could be divine intervention for you. You're getting ascended. You're being ascended. And these people are just whacked out of their head. They want you back. Look, the snake. Those who gambled you, those who took a risk, they might be taking a risk. They might be taking a risk. The shadow snake, uninvited guest, out for drinks. They might try to take you out for drinks to do something. Look, you're the crown. You're the master. You have mastered yourself while you were being tormented. You alone. You were alone. This whole collective of nasties were tormenting you while you were bound in this deep hellhole with a curse over you, that they kept dumping this sinful shit on you. You mastered yourself. You mastered alchemy. You mastered transmutation. You mastered your mind. You mastered balancing your emotional body. You mastered your electrical system and the firing of all of your receptors. So the mirror is getting let go. Because you are a powerful light, a powerful shadow. You're an undercover angel. Here, solving the mystery of why Jezebel was in the heaven place at all. And why was a freaking narcissist tyrant there. They weren't balanced. They weren't powerful. So you solved the puzzle of this over and back shit with the third party enemy sacrificing their lovers for a free ticket into heaven. You're a miracle. Your sixth sense is a miracle. You know about these addicts, their patterns, everything that they did, what they're addicted to. They're addicted to you. You got a miracle because your intuition is on. You know exactly what these people are doing. These toxic attachments, their obsession. You know what the energy feels like. You know what they're doing with these drugs, with this alcohol. And the plant medicines, aren't drugs. Now, some of them can be used as such if they're used recklessly, but that's not what they are. The drugs are the synthetics with all of the chemicals in it that will rot the kidneys right out of your temple. And whatever else they're smoking on there. So you got a miracle here. You're getting a dream come true. You got your sixth sense about these toxic attachments. They can't get back into your energy. You know who they are. They're trying to get in here and you're just like, eh. And I'll, we're at 2 minutes and 13 seconds, but I'm going to go ahead and pull another one because this is really important. This is a really important one. Because we're in Passover and we got some people trying to transfer sin and send out that angel of death or whatever. So, Page of Pentacles made a love offering to somebody. They wanted to live in the moment. They're being laid to rest. Their Netflix jail, their pornography, whatever it is that they've been broadcasting throughout the freaking universe. You have transformed. You have evolved. So there's a change here. They're no longer able to use you. Whatever information they had on you, it's centuries old and it's outdated. It's no longer working. This magic trick that they had to bind you, it doesn't work anymore. You have evolved. You are an original organic communications device of the upper divine. You're an undercover angel here to learn as much as you can about as much as you can. They broke you in every way they could. And still you transformed into this magnificent powerhouse, this high priestess. When you came up out of that darkness, you're wearing a white robe and the children are around you. It's very obvious that you're not these people, that they were pretending to be you, but they weren't you. Nothing was adding up. They got these broadcast films of you having sexual deviancy, but in the 3D space, you're not doing any of that stuff. Nothing was adding up about you because you're alone in solitude. You're not doing anything to anybody, yet they're broadcasting all this shit all over the universe about you. So it was very inconsistent. You know, the actors and the actresses, they can pretend to be you, but they're not you. Very inconsistent. I mean, the true, the good, the bad, the ugly, the 7 directions, the up, the north, south, east, west, upper, under, and center. Sometimes it gets real ugly. Sometimes it gets real painful. If you're not transmuting or alchemizing the darkness within you, which is suffering, then it will just pile up and become unmanageable. So you have to make the circle frequently in your own environment. And, you know, it's hard for some people because they got other things in their environment, which kind of strips from them the opportunity to be quiet and just to feel it. You have to feel it to heal it. And nobody wants to feel it because it hurts, man. It feels like you're dying. But you're not. And you know that, high priestesses. They burned the bridge. They're going silent. They burned the bridge. So you persevered. You are a healer. You're sweet talking with your twin flame, whether that be in the 3D or in the astral, it's happening. So these people made a bad decision. Every bad decision they made is retrograde. It's coming back on them. You have stopped giving idiots spiritual credit. They don't even try. God is out there talking everywhere. Signs are everywhere. The volume is still on mute. They're not listening. So now they're going silent. They're losing their clairs. They're losing their gifts. They burnt the bridge. God was talking to them. Why are you being a Jezebel? Why are you trying to destroy people? Why are you doing this? Yeah. Eternal regret, because God found those high priestesses in that hellhole and brought them back up. And now you've got these nasties out there doing magic and trying to take them out again. And all of it is being witnessed. It's crazy to me. These people don't believe in God, or they didn't believe that this day would ever come. The Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse. She could have sacrificed you in the past, or maybe you knew her in the past. They're going to the police station. And yes, they are DYing because there is a commitment and a pledge and a promise to remove these people that are trying to destroy you, that have destroyed you, that have participated in the intentional attempt to destroy your soul, to remove you from existence. One of God's most beautiful creations. They were in competition to see who was the most highly created creature. But in order to win, they had to dump the most highly created creature into a hellhole and then tap their consciousness and feed on their soul. You deserve better. And you're going to get better. a pledge, a promise. These nasties are being removed from you. They're taking their own self out. So we got the Chariot here. There's determination and victory. So these guys are getting real nasty. They're thinking about doing a 3D thing. Excuse me. Problem for them is that you're in temperance energy and you've got a victory over this. These sex addicts are going to learn spiritual hygiene, discipline. They're going to be reset. Who romanticize their own life while sucking the soul out of high priestesses and playing with their minds. They're going to be in eternal regret. Every nasty thing that they participated in happening to these divine beings will be done to them. And they're still pushing through nastiness, trying to swap places with this black magic. None of it will stick. None of it will work. It's going to bounce right back onto them. They've been having private funerals, apparently. Woke up different. Shifted energy. They're in eternal regret because you woke up different. You had a silent strength. They didn't see it bubbling up in you. They thought you were still that miserable, sweet girl that they deflowered and left you in a heap. Some treating you like a prostitute. You woke up different and you're like, you know what? I'm done, man. You choosing happiness. The wheel of fortune is turning. We've got the sun here. There's a rebirth. You're full of the sun. This is the truth. The light is in you. The heaven is in you. You're the high priestess, source connected. And these people have been trapping high priestess, source connected, hierophant, source connected individuals into hellholes so that they could dress up in the soul value and tap the mind and intercept those messages. What they misinterpreted and then misled everybody in this path of disgusting betrayal. So they're still thinking about doing a KID napping. The magic is weak against these pure beings, and they're desperate to collect, right? But the Royal Mother said that they will not obtain you and they won't survive trying. And I believe her. They're stalking your socials. They're secretly obsessed. They're crying all over social media. They're telling everybody how they miss you. But that's only because you're getting the 10 of Pentacles and a big bucket of joy, and they're getting the 10 of Swords because you're done carrying their burden. Of course they miss you. They're going to be feeling the energy that they've been force feeding you for centuries. The Queen of Cups is making her move. All about the feelings. They tried to break her heart, man. And honestly, the real miracle is that she survived. Barely. So, she's innocent and wants you to let go already. Let go already. There's no more opportunity. You're not going to be prostituting the loom. You're not going to be prostituting the energy. Apparently, this person's soulmate prostituted their energy, and the asshat is out there trying to do it again. They're trying to tap in, take it. He thinks he owns it because he has for many centuries. He's been feeling like a high priestess for centuries, and everybody's been treating him like he's a real king ding-a-ling because he's got all these special gifts, right? Well, they never belonged to him. They never belonged to him. He's an asshole. They've been out there destroying people with the high priestess's connections and gifts, while molesting them as children and then framing them as prostitutes as they grow into adults, forcing them into this kind of slavery, servitude. And again, I heard these nasties say that the souls that they tricked, that they trapped, that they convinced or coerced deceitfully are being released. They're not keeping those lights. God said this is the end of their relationship with batteries. They will not keep them. They're going to go through a spiritual hygiene scenario until they wake up different. Or maybe you woke up different. The tea is cold now. It's like, let go already. Just let go already, man. The tea is cold, okay?